Hi, it's Fred Krieger with another great video on our workshop that we're doing for strategic planning. So one of the things and great books that I've read is by Verne Harnish called The Rockefeller Habits, and then basically scaling up. And it's using these habits in order to look at your business about how to scale. So if you're in a business, it doesn't matter if it's real estate, if it's lending, if it's creating a widget, I don't care what it is. If you have the opportunity and the capability and the desire to scale your business, there's basically three things that he goes over. And that is basically using the scaling up aspect of having a clear strategy. So you need to pick a niche, which is your lane. Where are you staying in? What's the market position that you want to be in? And then you have to say no to the rest. And I know I could do a complete presentation on the word no, because no actually gives you the strongest power available. Actually, I was at a presentation yesterday where a young gentleman was actually brand new and trying to actually get his business up and going. And when you look at how you're going to scale and success, and he's literally starting from zero. And there's so many ideas that everybody was just throwing at him left and right. And at the end of the day, I think really what some of the advice that I gave him is choose three things. Because if you do 10, I mean, think about it. If you have 10 strategies that you're moving forward in, you may do really, really well with maybe one or two of them, and all the rest, you're going to go to maybe 10% or 20%, and you're just going to be spinning your wheels. So again, if you want to scale, pick your lane, say no to the rest. Choose a team. Now, when you choose your team, how is your team going to be made up for maximum efficiency in order to execute and run a rhythm exercise daily, if not weekly, about how people are doing in terms of scaling up and the processes that they have? Again, have a report card. So one of the things that we were talking about, actually another presentation that I was at, and I was listening to, gentleman had a very, very successful business. But he reached a certain maximum of where he could go because he lacked the expertise of hiring somebody to do the business that he was doing. The gentleman was he was actually part of the sales team. He was part of the accounting team, was part of the payroll team. He was paying all the expenses, and he's the owner of a very successful business. But in the back of my mind, I thought he cannot scale unless he chooses somebody that he can trust in order to move the business forward so he can concentrate on other strategies. And the other aspect, like, you may hire a great person and you may hire some great people, but what's the scorecard? Are you really sitting down with them and they actually know your expectations? So make sure that that is accurate when you start hiring the people. And the last thing that you need to do is really look at the matrix, your key performance indicators. What are those? How do you measure your stuff? So are you on the right track when you actually measure them? And we've talked about this before, about knowing your numbers in the past in order to set your strategy for going forwards. But in order to achieve maximum scaling and maximum results, you have to have the right numbers in terms of being on course. So again, kind of going back to those three strategies, are you measuring them? Are they effective? And are you pivoting and shifting if they are not working? That's the key words, I think, for this year. Pivot and shift. I hope you can scale. If you need my help, please, please, please call me. I love to help. I love to look at and businesses grow. Thank you.